Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to day 19. So we're going to have a bit of a fired up Friday today. Focusing a fair bit on our abs, our core, and our manipura, which is that solar plexus chakra, our inner fire, our agni. So we'll just arrive onto the mat first, taking nice deep breath in. Just giving yourself a moment to arrive. Nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to do. Just give yourself a good kiss. Just start to pay attention to your breath. Noticing if it's stuck in any places. If it's just easily going straight to them. Steady like that. And as you exhale, try. Allowing yourself to be still. Allowing yourself to just be. We'll start the practice by chanting on. So placing our palms together at our heart center. Take an inhale. Om. Gently bow our heads. We pay our respect to Indigenous leaders, past, emerging, and present. We give thanks to the sages, the rishis, the yogis who came before us to share this knowledge. And we give thanks to our God, Divine, Mother Nature, our own higher consciousness, whatever it is that we feel safe, for bringing us to our next step. Gently rubbing the palms together, feeling that heat build. And then just gently placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Returning to our diaphragmatic breathing. Inhaling all the way into the belly, then feeling the chest rise, and then exhaling, feeling the chest drop, and then the belly contract. Deep breath. And slow, controlled exhales. Really noticing the connection between your arms and your chest and your belly. Noticing that breath goes in and out. Becoming mindful of where we hold our breath, where we feel like we have to force it. One more round here. And then returning to your easy seat, either cross-legged or sitting on your knees, whatever's comfortable for you today. And we're going to move into our Kapalabhati breath. So that breath where it was just the forceful exhales. So I'll show you again what I mean. So taking deep breath in, and then you're just forcing the exhale out, and the breath will go in on its own. So it looks like this. So you notice I'm not taking any breath in, it's just naturally sipping back in through my nose. So you're literally just pumping the belly, forcing it out, and then return to stillness. So you're using all of those core muscles to really turn the belly on, getting everything interactive. So we'll take a deep breath in, and we'll force it out for 10 breaths. So nice big inhale. And returning to stillness, your own breath. Maybe wiping your nose a bit, because this is known as a cleansing breath. So it's quite normal for a forceful breath to force some gunk out. So our next round will increase to 15 breaths. So deep inhale. And returning to normal. So you should be feeling those muscles turning on a little bit now. Maybe the nasal passages are clearing a bit. Our next round we'll do up to 20. So you can follow me at my pace, or you can go a little bit slower. No rush. So deep inhale. And returning to normal. Now finding our way into our tabletop position. Really planting the feet down. We're just going to move straight into our hip circles. So rotating all the way around. Inhaling up. Exhaling back and down. Nice and exaggerated here. Really opening up the side body. As you come around, it's almost like you're trying to get your shoulder to your hip. So really concaving that side. Drawing it down and around. And back up the other way. When you're ready, rotating the other way. Drawing that hip and shoulder together on the other side. Really sending it around. And then finding your stillness in the tabletop. Finding our cat and cows, so dropping the chest, inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, pushing the mat away, really rounding the spine for our cat. Dropping into our cow. And exhaling, pushing away for our cat. Again, making this movement as big or as small as you like. Maybe bending the elbows to really exaggerate it. Dropping that chin to the chest when you're coming up. For your cat. And then finding stillness here. You're going to make your way into an easy seat. So soles of the feet to the mat. Knees pointing to the sky. We're very gently going to roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, taking it as slow as you can until the hands rise up above you. And then as you inhale, you're going to gently come back up. So really turning everything on here. Finding where it's comfortable for your legs. Maybe you have them out directly in front of you. Or a slight bend to the knees. And just taking it like a wave-like motion. And exhaling down. Getting the lower back on the mat. Mid back. The ribs. The shoulders. And then finally the back of the head. And then reversing it. Coming up at the shoulders. The mid back. Lower back. And rise. One more round here at your own pace. And then exhale all the way down. This time we're bending our knees up so they're finding tabletop. Hands come to the top of the knees. And we're moving into our dead bug. So as we inhale, we send that right hand above and the right foot out. And exhale, bring it back in. Inhale out. And exhale in. Just finding your own pace, but really making sure that the lower back is connected to the mat. Keeping our navel to spine. Inhaling one straight line of energy. One more round here on the right hand side. And then the left. And you're just going to hug behind your legs. Start grabbing onto your hamstrings. And we're just going to rock gently along the spine, massaging it up and down. Trying to find a balance here when you get to your sit bones. Just gently massaging the spine, going with the momentum. And then coming up to your easy seat. Finding here, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. And just finding your breath. Checking in with your body. Noticing if there's any aches or pains. One more inhale here. And exhale, rolling onto our tabletop again. We're going to tuck the toes this time. Inhale here. And exhale, sending the hips back for our downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out, one heel drops in the other. Until you're finding stillness. Exhale, really pushing into those hands, sending that chest towards the thighs. Dropping that heart to the mat a little bit more. Noticing if your ankles are getting a little bit lower to the mat than they were the first week. Or maybe they're not quite there yet, that's fine as well. Now we're going to very slowly tippy-toe to the top of the mat, taking as many steps as you can until your feet meet your hands. You're going to hang gently here, clasping opposite elbows if you like, maybe bobbing yourself up and down, side to side, maybe releasing the neck and shoulders, nodding at yes, shaking at no. Really bending into the knees in this one, feeling the tummy supported by the thighs. Gently rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, turning the belly on, sucking the navel to spine. Shoulders up, back and down. So we're going to move straight into a warrior series. finding that fire straight away. You're going to inhale the hands to heart center. Inhale that left foot up. And exhale slowly and controlled, stepping it back behind you, finding your crescent lunge. So bending into that right knee. Inhaling the hands up, clasping them together overhead and finding your warrior one. So deep breath in here. Maybe a slight back bend as you inhale. Maybe dropping that back heel down just to support yourself a little bit more. Inhaling here. Then exhale, we float open to our warrior two. So you might have to adjust the feet here. Really bending into that right leg, making sure that the heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. Standing up nice and tall in the spine, inhaling here. Then exhale, bending into that right leg. Bending the right knee out to the right, looking down to make sure that you can see your toes. Deep breath in here. Feeling the heat build in that standing leg, that right one there. You're going to inhale, flip the hand, and exhale it back. The reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Opening up that side body. Inhale, floating it down, finding our extended side angle. Right elbow to right knee. Inhaling, looking up underneath that left armpit. One strong line of energy, all up the left side. On our inhale, reverse it back for our peaceful warrior. Exhaling, straightening that front leg. Inhaling, reaching to reach all over the top of your right toes. And exhaling it down. Right hand to the mat, left hand to the sky. Maybe you find your shin, your calf, not your calf, top of your shin, your ankle, or the mat. Imagining you're being sucked in between two planes of glass, so you don't want to be sticking your bum out. You want to make sure shoulders are in line with hips. Inhaling here. And exhaling, bending into that right knee. And inhaling, taking that right hand all the way up and back. Turning to face that front leg. Coming up onto the ball of your left foot. You're going to inhale that hands so that they're clasped behind the back. Maybe setting up the foot so that left foot's a bit more stable for you. Inhaling the chest up. Then exhaling, exalted warrior. Folding over that right leg, opening up the chest. Deep breath here. And exhaling out, folding a little bit closer to the leg. Gently release the hands to the floor. And inhale, scooping it back up for our warrior one. Exhale, stepping that left foot to meet the right. And coming back to our Tadasana. This time we move on to the other side. Hands clasped together. We inhale the right foot up and back. And exhale, slow and controlled, stepping it back behind you for our crescent lunge. Maybe just spinning and dropping that back heel, finding a bit more stability, then inhaling the hands up for our warrior one. Opening up the hips here, really bending into that left knee. Slight back bend on the inhale. And then exhale, open into our warrior two. So I'll turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Same as on the other side. Nice straight spine, bending into that left knee, sending it out to the left so you can see your left big toes. Making sure this back foot is in line with the right. Energy shooting out those palms. Deep breaths here. Feeling that heat burn and build in that standing leg. We inhale, flipping the left hand, and exhale, sending it back for our peaceful warrior. Opening up the left side body. Deep breath here. As we exhale, we windmill the hands, finding our extended side angle. Left elbow meets left knee. One line of energy from the knife's edge of your right foot into the right hand. Inhaling, reversing it back for our peaceful warrior. Then exhale, finding our warrior two, straightening that left knee. We inhale, reach all the way across over the left toes. Inhaling here, then exhaling, dropping that left hand and raising the right. Maybe finding the ankle, your shin, or the floor, and making sure that everything is in line. Maybe bringing the hips forward, shoulders back. Deep breath here. On the exhale, you're going to bend that knee, drop the hands, and scoop it back up for our warrior one. Clasping the hands behind your back, we inhale, opening up that heart space. And exhale, folding forward. Humble warrior. Each inhale, pushing the hands together a little bit more. And each exhale, sending you a little bit further into the fold. Nice deep breaths here. Then unclasping the hands. We inhale back up for our warrior one. And then exhale, stepping that right foot to meet the left. Coming back up to our Tadasana. From here, we'll practice our warrior three. So grounding that left foot down into the mat. We inhale that right leg up to the chest. Bring the hands to heart center. And exhale, sending that right foot back, airplaning the arms out. Finding our warrior three. Feeling a lift in the back body. Opening up a little bit more behind the heart. Seeing if we can kick that right leg up a little bit more, finding our balance here. Keep breathing. Finding a drishti, a point of focus. And as you exhale, coming back up, keeping a bend in that right knee. And we'll exhale over the left for our eagle, arms and legs. So crossing that right foot over the left, sending the right arm under the left, and sinking into that left standing foot. Breathing here. As you exhale, maybe sending the elbows a little bit more forward, opening up the shoulders. Feeling a burn in the standing calf. Sinking a little bit lower if you can. Then exhaling to unwind. Right foot to the mat. Maybe shaking those standing feet out. Rolling the ankle one way. And then the other. And same on the other foot. Rolling it in. And then rolling it out. So finding our balance on the other side, we're grounding the right foot into the mat. Really lifting and spreading the toes. Inhaling that left knee up to chest. Hands come to heart center. And we exhale, Hinging at the standing hip. Arms come out for airplane, finding our balance. Slight back bend behind the heart, pulling the shoulder blades together. Maybe inhaling that left foot up a little bit more. Again, navel into spine. Whenever you're feeling wobbly, you might just need to put that core on a little bit more. One more breath. And exhale, gently come back up. Left knee to chest. Wrapping the left leg over the right. Inhaling the left arm under the right. Fell out there, that's alright. If you fall out, just slowly get back in. Really bending into that standing right leg. Sinking down a little bit more. Hugging everything to the midline. Deep breath in. And exhale to release a little bit deeper into that right leg. Gently inhaling out of that pose and exhaling to stand. Shaking it out, giving a bit of a bounce. Inhaling the hands all the way up again and exhaling down. And just enjoying this forward fold, maybe wrapping the hands behind the legs, pulling yourself down a little bit more. Each exhale, bringing that head a little bit closer to the shins. Gently placing the hands onto the mat. We exhale, stepping it back for our downward facing dog. Taking deep breaths in here. Exhale, waving through to our plank. Maybe dropping to the knees here. People lowering halfway. And inhaling, pushing yourself back up. Just do a couple rounds of these chaturanga push-ups. Inhale back up. And then on your next exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Gently placing your hands outside the mat, TPing the fingers. You're going to inhale, waving up. And exhaling, sending it back down to the mat. Inhaling up. And exhaling back down. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhaling back down. Last one. Inhaling all the way up. Holding it here. You're going to drop the right shoulder to the mat. Looking over the left shoulder. Deep breaths in here. Inhaling back up to the center. And exhaling the left shoulder over. And inhaling back up. And exhaling, releasing all the way to the mat. Dropping your left cheek onto the mat. Looking over to the right. This time placing your palms underneath your hips. Rotating it so it calms down on the mat. You're just going to inhale your right foot up. Using the back body, the back glute. Feeling the support of your pelvis pushing into the mat, into your hands. Then exhaling back down. Releasing everything, turning your right cheek to the mat to the left. This time bring the hands under, setting yourself up to lift the left leg nice and high, turning on the glute, pressing all of the top of your body into the mat, finding that support, and exhaling down to release. Deep breath in here, and relax into the mat. One last time, putting the hands underneath the hips, palms down. We'll get ready to lift both our legs at the same time. Inhaling here, keeping them together as much as possible. Turning on the back body, turning on the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves. Lifting a little bit more if you can. And exhaling down to release. Gently pushing into your hands and sending yourself back into your child's pose. Allowing everything to melt onto the mat. Opening up the arms, opening up the chest. Third eye to the mat. Deep breaths in here. Then exhaling up, finding your way to a seated position. Knees are pointed to the sky. We inhale here, sitting up nice and tall. And then we find our balance on our seat bone, so leaning back slightly. You can keep your legs on the mat or raise them to finding tabletop. And sitting in our half boat. Turning the belly on, shoulders back and down. Like I said, at any stage, you need a little bit more support. Putting the hands on the thighs, on the legs, not cheating. Embracing the shake. Trying to sit up a little bit taller, open up the chest a little bit more. Maybe softening the face. One more breath here. And then exhale back to seat. Maybe a few more cat-cows here. So inhaling forward. And exhaling, rolling the spine back. Inhaling forward. And rolling the spine back. Coming back to your seated position. We're finding our boat one more time. Inhaling nice and tall. Maybe floating the legs off the mat. You can even straighten your legs a little bit more. Or lightly keeping the toes on the mat. Finding the variation that works for you. Deep breath here. And then exhale, lower down. Hovering the shoulders up, the feet up. And inhaling up. Exhaling for half boat. Inhaling for boat. Exhaling for half boat. Inhaling for boat. One more. Inhaling for half boat. And exhaling for boat. And finding your seated position. From here, we're just going to stretch out the side body. Right hand on the mat. Inhaling that left hand up and over. And exhaling down. Inhaling the right up and over. And exhaling down. Keep going at your own pace. Allowing everything to just stretch out. And when you're ready, making your way to your back one more time. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Releasing everything down. We're just going to do a little bit more in our core right now. So our hands behind the head. We're going to inhale, bringing ourselves up slightly. And exhale, taking our right elbow to our left knee, bringing it back down. Inhaling up, twisting to the other side, left elbow to left knee, and back down. So inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling, twist, and exhaling down. So just do a few at your own pace. We're not rushing it. We're really trying to work every single muscle in the core, in the side, even in the hip flexors by bringing that leg up. I did say it was a fired up Friday. That's it. Keep going. Inhaling to twist. Last set. Inhaling right to left. Exhaling down. Inhaling other side. And exhaling out to release. This time we're going to bring our heels into our buttocks. And we're going to inhale up for our bridge. So palms down. Back of the shoulders on the mat. Inhaling, drawing those hands together, opening up the chest, coming up onto our shoulder blades. Deep breath in here. If you're ready, maybe putting a bit more weight into that left foot. And inhaling that right leg up to the sky. So really turning that glute on, finding that balance, and exhaling it back down. Maybe clasping the hands together a little bit tighter, placing the weight in the right foot, and inhaling the left leg up. So still trying to keep rhythm in the glutes. Exhaling down. And gently rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Letting the knees fall into each other, just to recalibrate here. Allow them to drop to the left, into the right. Back and forth. We'll do that one more time. Bringing the feet into the bottom. We inhale up for our bridge first. Clasping the hands behind the back. You can either stay here, or you can start placing the weight into the left foot. And inhaling that right foot up to the sky. Navel to spine. Hips pushing up. Then exhaling that right foot down. Maybe recentering yourself, coming onto your shoulder blades a bit more. And inhaling the left foot up. Still trying to find a rise in those hips. And exhaling down. Then rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Allowing the knees to fall in. Then exhaling side to side. Gently sending the legs out in front of you. Placing the hands palm down, under the bottom. And inhale. Pressing ourselves into our elbows. Opening up the chest. Sending the head back. Nice deep breaths here. And exhale all the way down. Allowing yourself to melt into the mat here. So now we're going to work into our wheel pose. So wheel pose is quite an advanced pose. If you don't feel comfortable at all, maybe just sending your legs up into waterfall is totally fine today. But we have worked a lot on opening up our shoulders, opening up our hips, and we've been progressing towards this pose. So to get into wheel, you're going to inhale up into bridge first. As you inhale up into bridge, you're going to have your hands, realize I'm coming completely off the mat. You're going to have your hands next to your shoulders, facing towards the toes. Inhaling up to bridge, coming onto the top of your head. Taking a deep breath here. And then inhale, pushing into those hands, opening up the chest, opening up the back. And then slowly exhaling down and releasing onto the mat vertebrae by vertebrae. And just allowing yourself to recalibrate after that. Maybe windshield wiping the knees out. If you didn't get it the first time, don't worry. It took me months to get this. Again, this is why they call it a practice. So we'll do it one more time. Bringing the feet close into the bottom. Setting yourself up for your bridge. Hands by the shoulders. Inhaling up to your bridge first. And then pushing into the hands for wheel. And gently coming down. Getting nice and comfortable. Laying flat on the mat. Allowing everything to recalibrate. After that, we'll all come into waterfall. Inhaling the legs up to this nice recovery position. This is a great thing to do as well after like a big day of work or being on your feet all day. Coming home and just raising your feet up against a wall or the couch. Resting here. Allowing all that blood flow to circulate back out of your legs. Allowing everything to rest, recover, and recharge. If you'd like to progress from this, we can move into our shoulder stand. So again, keeping our neck flat on the mat. Inhaling the legs up. Walking the elbows together. Straightening up that back. And coming into our shoulder stand. As you exhale, dropping into cloud pose, taking those legs gently behind the head. If you're really tight, those knees will be very bent. Otherwise, straightening them out. And just breathe a little into the ball. Ready? roll here, vertebrae by vertebrae. Allow the legs to go out wide, the knees dip in together. And to bring the knees into the chest, giving ourselves one big final cuddle, rocking back, side to side, massaging the lower back. And maybe finding a happy baby or a supine twist, whatever feels good for you right now. Just take a couple of minutes to find what your body needs and incorporate that into the last of your practice. Ensuring that we're listening to our bodies. And when you're ready, exhaling all the way into your Savasana. Hands out wide, feet out wide. Everything melting into the mat. Taking some deep breaths all the way into the belly. And as you're breathing into the belly here, I want you to imagine your own inner fire, your own Agni, burning strong. With each breath, you're sending oxygen into that flame, feeling it get bigger and bigger. That fire burns stronger, and it starts burning away any insecurities, any doubts, any false stories we've been telling ourselves about ourselves. With each inhale, this fire burns brighter. And with each exhale, it melts away those fears and insecurities. No matter what, you always have this little flicker, ember inside of you. Some days it burns so bright you feel invincible. Other days, it might just be a light. It's still there, but we need to nurture it. This fire allows you to do anything you put your mind to. This fire is your get up and go, your ambition, your drive, your confidence, your self-esteem. We have to make sure that whatever we're telling ourselves is adding kindling to the fire, not suffocating it. Whenever we talk mean about ourselves or talk down to ourselves, we're very gently kicking sand on the fire. But whenever we acknowledge our own successes, whenever we do what we want to do, and when we have the courage to follow our dreams, we keep adding more and more fuel to that fire. Take one more breath in here, allowing the fire to fully burn, to consume you. And exhale, let it melt away anything that doesn't serve you. When you're ready, maybe bringing some attention to your fingers and toes, lightly wiggling them, bringing your attention back to the mat. And gently roll over onto your left-hand side. Give yourself one final hug here in the fetal position. And then gently pushing into your palms, coming up to a seated position. Eyes gently closed. We'll finish the practice by chanting Om and Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the hands together. We'll take an inhale here. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently bow our heads. Give thanks to yourselves for turning up for this practice today. Give thanks to each other for sharing this space. And give thanks to your God, divinity, Mother Earth, nature, your higher being, whatever you want to call it, for guiding you and bringing you safely here. May you go forward knowing that you have this fire inside of you. And no matter what, it will never go out. You are stronger than you think. Namaste.